There are hundreds of accident stories, and people keep making these same 7 mistakes that are costing them money. Imagine you're sitting at a red light, you check the mirror, a truck is approaching, you think nothing of it. Then suddenly, boom, your head snaps forward, your coffee flies everywhere, and your heart starts racing. At first you think, I'm okay. You exchange information, you go home, you take some Tylenol, maybe you're sore, your neck hurts, or your back hurts, but you assume it'll pass. Then days become weeks. Weeks become months, and somewhere along the way, you realize you may have made a lot of mistakes. What shocks me isn't the accidents anymore, but how often people unknowingly make the same mistakes and damage their own claims continues to surprise me. Today, I'm going to show you the 7 patterns that come up over and over again. Mistake number 1, I thought I was fine. This is probably the most common story. A typical story that says, I walked away from the accident. I didn't want or need an ambulance. I went home. 3 days later, my neck locked up. I couldn't turn my head. My lower back started hurting. People often delay their symptoms. The human body floods itself with adrenaline after it experiences trauma. Adrenaline is amazing. It protects you. It protects us. It can help people survive, but it can also temporarily mask pain. Imagine spraining your ankle during a championship game. You keep playing. Then later that night, you can barely walk. The same thing often happens after vehicle collisions or car accidents. Let's say Sarah gets rear-ended. She has 2 kids. She has work tomorrow. She doesn't want drama. She tells everyone, I'm fine, I'm okay, I will make it through. 2 weeks later, she's getting physical therapy. Insurance company now says, if you were hurt, why didn't you get checked out immediately? That's the argument, fair or unfair as it may seem. If that has been your situation, then please make sure to scroll down into the description. Mistake number 2, being too nice to insurance companies. People who have been in car accidents often think that adjusters are their friends. Now, that does not mean that adjusters are bad people at all. That is not what I am saying. Many are kind, they are professional, but they do work for insurance companies. And insurance companies evaluate risk. So imagine this call. The adjuster calls and says, how are you? And you say, I'm doing pretty darn good. And the adjuster says, I am very glad to hear that. Simple, seems harmless, but months later, medical records show severe pain. Insurance points to the recorded call, and suddenly that casual conversation matters a whole lot more than it did at this point in time. You see, people are conditioned socially. We don't tell strangers our full medical situation. When someone asks, how are you? We say, fine, good, everything's great. Sometimes you might say, I'm hanging in there. That's normal human behavior, but claims are not normal conversations. They are evidence. So if this happened to you, make sure to scroll down into the description. Mistake number 3, social media. This section could be a whole video by itself. People genuinely do not assess social media as a mistake. So imagine you have a serious back injury and months later your daughter graduates, you smile for photos, you post them online. Insurance defense attorneys see those photos. Now they have pictures of you smiling, standing up, celebrating. What the photo doesn't show are your pain medications, the pain that you are suffering through, needing to sit down, missing work the next day. You see, photos tell one story, but reality tells another. You see, posting your vacation pictures or even everyday life on social media can be used by insurance companies later. But what those photos don't show is that the person spent most of their trip, their vacation, or even their day-to-day lying down in a hotel room or in their own bedroom or own living room. The photos become part of the insurance company's narrative. So does that mean you should disappear from social media? Well, if you want a more personalized assessment, make sure to contact us in the description below. But you don't need to disappear, maybe. You just need to become a little bit more private. Mistake number 4, gaps in your treatment. So sometimes people stop treatment because they feel better, they're very busy with work, they don't have time to juggle their own personal problems with the lives of their children or significant other, or family household chores or endeavors. All of these are understandable reasons, but here's the issue. Insurance companies do not know your life. They only know the file, and the file says this patient stopped treatment for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and that creates a lot of questions. Mistake number 5, not understanding what their case is actually worth. Most people think I have a hospital bill and that can equal the settlement amount. That is not necessarily true. Insurance companies often evaluate who is at fault. What does the documentation show? Are there medical records? What about future care? Is there credibility to this case? What about witnesses? Who saw what happened? People focus entirely on bills, and that's okay. But that's why you need to speak with an attorney. Scroll down into the description if you need our help. Claims are often much more complicated than you know. Mistake number 6, taking the first offer the insurance company makes. Imagine the insurance company offers you $10,000. You need the money. You accept the money. But 6 months later, the MRI reveals you have additional injury. It is now too late. The settlement has already been signed and the case is closed. Most people never realize how permanent settlements work. So before you sign anything, make sure that you speak with an attorney who can vouch for you and protect your interests moving forward after an accident. Mistake number 7. Sometimes people assume they don't have a case at all. This shocks me the most. Thousands of people discredit their case before speaking to anyone. They say it wasn't bad enough. I was partially at fault. There wasn't much vehicle damage. Meanwhile, lawyers often evaluate dozens of additional factors. So before you try to decide on your own that you do or don't have a case, make sure to scroll down into the description where you can take our quiz and we can let you know if you have a case. So if you have been injured and are wondering whether your situation might qualify for compensation, we've created a free accident scorecard. Answer a few questions. It takes less than 2 minutes and it can help you identify factors that are either strengthening your case or weakening your case. Do you have a claim? All you have to do is scroll down into the description and take the quiz to find out.